Okay, so clothes isn't just for horseshoes and hand grenades. It can also be used for getting parts set up on the mill table. If I remove the part for whatever reason and then put it back down on the table, it's no longer in orientation or on center, so I then have to reestablish the center line, or center point, pardon me, and then also establish the orientation of the part. And then I can pick up on that bolt circle and continue to do some meaningful work to it. So how I would do it, I will demonstrate thus. So first thing I've done is I've thrown in a couple of bolts here. They could be any bolts. You could, if you really want accuracy, run them right down to the shoulder bottoms out, and that'll square them up a little bit better, but they're a pretty tight fit. They're close enough for what we're doing here. And then I'm going to take a piece of key stock. Any straight object will work, it's your choice. I've double checked that this isn't one of the pieces that the boys have used as a pry bar for some unauthorized purpose. And then we're going to take our handy dandy little Starrett combination square, probably not a combination square, but little sliding squares, and we'll sit. They don't have to be the same dimension, they just have to pick up on this edge, that edge of the table, which is then transferring up towards our key stock here. And then I just run the part out by hand until it contacts, or nearly contacts, each one of those squares. You know, keep tweaking it till I'm happy with it, and then snug it down. So there we go. We got it snugged down, and I didn't spend too much time on it just till I thought it looked good. And another little useful tool that I've found to double check such things, I've taken a 17/32 drill, which was the tap drill size for these holes, and when I found one that had been properly ruined, I just cut it down so it then ends up as a sort of an indexing pin, so I can chase down into these holes after the fact. There's, you know, a couple of thou of wiggle room there now because they have been tapped, but I'm going to stick that in the chuck, and then we're going to sort of probe these two holes just to see how far off we are. So there's hole number one. Our pin drops in there real nice, doesn't hit anything. We've taken our DRO and we've zeroed that out. And here we are at hole number two, and all I've done is traversed this direction, and it'll just start in the hole there, but not quite, so we'll pull it towards this just a little bit, and now it drops in just perfect. So that's the dimension that we went that way, and that's the dimension that I had to pull the table towards me to get the dowel pin to fall in there. So that's 0.00059 of an inch. So that's 59 100th thousandths, so just over half of a thousandth. So not too bad for a quick and simple setup. If you're building the International Space Station, they probably wouldn't accept it, but if you're building something that, you know, can be plus or minus 10 thou, that'll get you easily that close.